Today we're getting an inside look at Miss Vic's absolutely insane 277 million power account. Stick around in this video for a full look at the equipment, commanders, and city themes. Man, this is a stacked account for sure. Hello my friends and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and so many of you liked my video about Justin's 1.3 billion power account that I thought I might do a closer look at other high power players in my kingdom. If this is the sort of thing you're into, do me a huge favor, throw a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. This lets me know you want to see more content just like this. So, Miss Vic's account, they're sitting at 277 million power, 14 billion kill points, and they've got 75 million dead troops. Their highest power, 301 million power. Wow. I mean, this account is obviously stacked with regard to their troops, but if I scroll just a little bit further in this video that they prepared for us today, you'll be able to see their full troop count. Now, this is kind of interesting. They've got some tier 2s in here and a lot of tier 4s. Now, the tier 2s are here because there are a bunch of quests where you can train troops, not have to use any speed ups if you train up some T2s. They'll upgrade those to T5s later on. So that doesn't really worry me at all. But it is interesting that they have so many T4s. And the reason I find this so interesting is that I think it would make sense to either upgrade or kill off some of these. So I'd be curious to hear sort of why they're here. Maybe they're just kind of waiting for a Zenith of Power. And during Zenith of Power, you get the most points per speed up if you upgrade them. But it could be that if they're really low on resources, it could be that if they're really low on speed ups, what they want to do is have a bunch of T4s available so they could switch that if they need to. I don't know, man. I got like 20 billion of each open. So it does feel like it'd be hard to run out of resources, but this account is putting 7 marches on the field, basically the entire KVK, like nonstop. And I suppose they're high enough power that maybe they aren't worried about their T4 troops being a little bit of a liability. I mean, I have found that when my city gets rallied, the hospital fills up with the T4s first, which means you end up with a lot of T5s dying. So I try to clean out all the T4s and under from my city when I'm taking a rally. But also, I mean, 270 million power, even if they're losing tons of power during the KVK, they're still pretty high power. Most of the KVK, they're probably not taking that many rallies. So a lot of troops in here. Actually, a surprising number of tier 1s, although the cavalry, I think, are probably for arc. And I do wonder what the archers and the infantry for. There's probably a purpose for these. And in hindsight, I feel like I should ask to see what they're doing with those T1s, but maybe they'll upgrade them. Those you would want to launch a rally to get them out of your city if you were getting rallied, so that none of your hospital is going to T1s. But you know what? Looking at the troops, looking at the numbers, I mean, you're all here for the equipment, right? All right, so we're going to cruise through all of Miss Vic's equipment here. And their goal, by the way, is to have 10 sets of legendary equipment. 3 of each troop type, special talented. They're not there yet, but they are getting really close. And also 1 leadership set. They want to have special talented as well. Now, that's not just good for Canyon, but Trajan is actually a really strong commander. But let's get a look. Cruising through their legendary equipment, they've got the KVK Hammer equipped to Guan Yu. They've got 2 talented cavalry weapons. They've got 3 set helmets for cavalry, 2 of which are talented. 2 talented cavalry set chests. They've got the cavalry set gloves, talented. 3 of the boots, 1 of which is talented. They've got 2 infantry weapons, 1 talented infantry, the other talented leadership. This, by the way, is really good in the open field for the Trajan Skippy combo, which is way better than people are giving it credit. They've got 3 infantry helmets, 2 of which are talented, 1 leadership, 1 infantry. They've got the set infantry glove, talented for infantry. They've got 2 set bows for archers, talented archers. They've got 2 set helmets, also talented. 2 set chests, also talented. 2 of the gloves, 1 of which is talented. 2 set legs, both of which are talented. 2 set boots, 1 of which is talented. And here are the non-set items. They've got the Shadow Legion's Retribution, that's the cavalry chest. It is not talented. They have 3 Hope Cloaks, all talented, 2 infantry, 1 leadership. They've got the Milky Way chess piece, not talented, 12% health. It's very strong for archers. They've got 2 Navarre's Control, 1 of which is talented. They've got 2 Stone Grip Gauntlets. That's really high defense, 1 of which is talented for leadership. They've got the Shadow Legion Gloves, I believe. That is talented. I think those are the Ian's something or other gloves. I can't remember the name offhand. They've got 3 Eternal Night Legs, all of which are talented, 1 of which is leadership. They've got 2 Ash the Dawns. Nope, 3 total. 2 of them are talented. They've got 3 Shios talented. My God. 1 of which is leadership talented. And I believe those are the Mountain Crusher boots, Archer Attack. And then for their accessories, they've got 4 Rings of Doom, 1 of which is talented infantry. They've got the Pendant, which does bonus skill damage, talented archers. I think that's the way to do that. They have a cavalry talented horn. Great choice. And remember, this is an account that is running 7 marches, all KVK long. Even when they get low on troops, low for this account still means they're fielding 7 marches. So 2 daggers and a web, I think actually does make sense on this account. I don't know that for most people, they can field 7 marches for long enough to actually justify 2 daggers, but 2 talented daggers, yeah, I mean, I think this is a good choice. They've got a web, they've got a vengeance, they've got the VIP weapon. So in total, what you just looked at is 61 legendaries, 42 of which are talented legendaries, okay? This is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. 5 of their talented legendaries, by the way, are accessories, which is extremely difficult to do. And they have enough talented armor pieces to have over 6 crit sets of armor, which is insane. Now, as I review this equipment over and over, and I've taken a look at this a couple times now, there are actually a couple questions that come to mind for me and things that I would be thinking about for the future of the equipment on this account. One is kind of what their game plan is for the KVK weapons and helmets. I did only notice like 1 KVK weapon here. And so I would sort of wonder, like, is there a sort of a plan to crit a bunch of those weapons? And are you going for the helmets as well? I would assume they want to. And I would look to getting as many of those crit as you can, right? To have the most insane sets possible for rallying and for garrisoning. And the other thing I noticed that I think they would probably enjoy for their open field, and in hindsight, I kind of wish I'd asked about this before filming the video, but I'd be really curious how many attempts it took to crit their ring and also their horn, because I think given that they've got like 10 legendary accessories here, they probably want to go for more. I would think they would want to get to 7 rings. That's really like the best of the best would be 7 rings. And I think to round that out, they'd probably want another horn, or alternatively, depending on how much you care about your Trajan. Apparently 1 war drums on your Trajan is kind of a popular choice. But I think they would want to go for more of those accessories, especially because I think a lot of what they do is swarming garrisons. And yeah, like you don't want to get swarmed by Vic on your garrison. Let me just say it like that, okay? So with that said, if their focus is for swarming stuff, you probably want to have 14 legendary accessories, none of which, by the way, would include things that require you to be attacked. So I'd probably shed the Vengeance. I'm not saying dismantle it. Vengeance is really, really good. But if what you want to do is go like really over the top with this set of equipment for swarming specifically, which I know is kind of their superpower here, I would go for 7 rings, and I would probably get like horns to kind of round out the rest of those accessories. And like, my God, man, their position is absolutely stacked here, and they do have a bunch of gathering equipment and a bunch of other epic accessories as well. And I think the epic accessories are good if you want to have a lot of flexibility for bringing many different commanders out and things that you use in the field, particularly for Ark of Osiris. But for KVK, I think you want to get to those like 7 totally insane swarm marches. So, man, this is really great equipment. So just to show off a few of these sets of equipment and the full roster of commanders here, dude, look at this cavalry set. It's just absolutely stacked on the Nevsky. Oh, you love to see all that glowing, right? Here's the Boudica. Okay, Boudica Prime. Fully iconic, almost entirely crit with the exception of the ring. And I mean, come on, the accessories are like nearly impossible to get crit these days, it feels like. All right, here's the Trajan. Look at all that talented leadership gear. Oh my God, this is definitely a canyon setup here. That's, I think, what that epic ancient stratagems is doing in here. And then, boom, XY, looking pretty thick. Great choices. I do think that you probably would want a horn on here over the Vengeance. I think the Vengeance is probably best used for garrison situations where you know it's going to get swarmed. But it's kind of interesting anti-swarm tech. If you think your rally is just going to get swarmed and you're really confident about that, you could try to punish them. That's probably why that's there right now. And if we cruise on through this Guan Yu, baby. Woo! Really good equipment here. The iconic crit dagger. I mean, when you got 2 crit daggers, that's pretty gross. Cruising forward here. Look at this. Nebu. Almost full crit archer set. Looks like they're working on the gloves and the boots. Man, I mean, this account's crazy. For 1,200 days old, I mean, this account has so much. Oh, yeah, we're not done yet. Here's some more iconics on Richard the First. Sheesh, man, look at that. Look at all that. Oh my God. Okay. Cruising forward. Saladin's decked out. Interesting, he's got the Shadow Legion's Retribution here. I think that's some really good tech for, like, making your rally do lots of damage. Because, you know, it's got attack on there. So I think having one of those for an account of this power is actually not unreasonable. A few extra archer pieces chilling over here. Looks like they're sort of framing out an extra archer set here. And then for commanders, I mean, you can see they've got a lot of choices here. So if we cruise down the list of legendary commanders that they have expertise here, this is Guan, Nebu, Richard, Saladin, Cyrus, Mulan, Attila, Theodora, Leo, Ramses, Artemisia, YSS, Chandragupta, William Pakal, Harold, Amanatori, Honda, Flavius, Skippy, Henry, that is Joan Prime, Double C, Caesar, Freddy, Constantine, Mehmed, Khan, Ethel, oh my God, man, Edward of Woodstock, Esong, Alexander the Great, Barca, Sid, they've got Martel, they've got Minna. They notably do not have Gilgamesh and Wu. I mean, those are fine choices. You really need the Gilgamesh if you're going to rally into Xeno. I think it's really, really good there. But they have, of course, Minamoto, and they have Tommy, and they have Cleo. They've got Takeda, Sundak, yeah, sure, the Gathering Commanders, Ishida, and there you go. A few garrisons unmaxed. Bert's not maxed. Okay, that makes sense. And Jan's not maxed either. Dang. This account is 1,214 days old. It's a pretty damn stacked account. Okay, with regard to their legendary city themes, I thought this would be cool to show. They've got Atlantis, so the 10% infantry health, absolutely crucial. We cruise on through. They've got a couple others here. The Star Palace, really solid, 15% archer defense. Very, very strong. And also, they've got a couple KVK themes. Here's the Flight of the Heron, and then also Persian Dream. So a handful of city themes at their disposal. Obviously, with the archer city theme and the infantry city theme, basically anything they want to do with archers and infantry for rally and garrison, they're good to go. Just to let you know a little bit of their story, Miss Vic has been playing with us for a really long time. They actually discovered the game through another one. They started playing in the summer of 2019. They started with a jump account in 1419. Man, this is such a long time ago. They started to get a little bit busy. We're spending a little less time in the game. Migrated to 1417 to play KVK 1. Then to 1430 to play KVK 2 and 3. Then went to 1834 with the ambition of winning Osiris League in an easier realm. Now, the migrations they were doing then was always with a group of friends, and that restricted in some ways the kingdoms they could go to or how frequently they could be kind of jumping around. Eventually, they discovered 1075, migrated there. They were looking for something a little more competitive, and from there, they say it was a great move, and they've been having a really fun time playing with SW. Their short-term objective for the account is to get to those 10 fully crit legendary sets. That's 3 infantry, 3 archer, 3 cavalry, 1 leadership. This will let them field whatever they want, depending on what scenario is at play here. And like, yeah, with the kind of commander depth that they have, I mean, they can do that. And with the amount that they've put into this game, that's not an unreasonable place to be. I know that that feels really crazy to folks that are still working on their 5 sets. But once you finish your 5 sets, and then once you kind of finish your 7 sets, and you're looking for like, what's the next thing I'm going to work on? I mean, you know, if you're a big spender in the game, having more sets and more versatility is an option. I personally am going for 7 sets with my equipment. So that's 3 infantry, 2 archers, 2 cavalry. My 2 cavalry sets are actually almost fully complete, with the exception, I suppose, of the iconics. The 2 archer sets are a work in progress. 1 is done, 1's in flight. And then I've got 2 infantry sets that are done. And then 1 is still in flight. I don't know if I'm going to do leadership or not. But if you want to see more videos just like this one, I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to throw a like on this video. This is how I'm going to check and see, do people want more of these account reviews for like super high power accounts or even mid and low spenders? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. I am looking. And cards will be in the end screen in just a second in case you missed it for other really high power players that we've reviewed on this channel, including Justin, who's #1 by power, and also Baba.